And we are live. All right, guys. Happy Monday. It is March 19th. And I am so excited to be here tonight. I'm so excited that you are here tonight. We have an incredible speaker. She is obviously a member of our team, so we get to have her as a peer. And I'm really excited because, you have different perspectives from different people. And very often we try to get overcomplicated. We try to get a leg up on other people by trying to create something different. And we're going to focus on the simple things that people miss out on tonight. But I don't want to steal any more of her information. What I want to do before I introduce our speaker tonight is just go over some announcements. These are all located in your back office. If you sign into beachbody.com, there's a section called Coach Breaking News. That's why we, Kristin, myself, other coaches on the team, know what's going on is by checking those product announcements, event announcements, and such. So I just want to run through the stuff that we've seen over the past week to make sure that nobody misses out on them. The first thing is Super Saturday. Okay, I talked about it last week, but I'm going to talk about it every week until it comes because it's super important. Live events are so great because you get other coaches. You learn about what's going on, and this one is super special. I'll tell you why in a minute, but you can check out FAQ 9792 for details about a Super Saturday near you. If you're near the Charlotte area, you should come to ours because that will be awesome. The cool thing about this Super Saturday that's coming up this time is most Super Saturdays, and you'll have to ask the person who's running yours, is going to have the new beach bars available for purchase. So you can get them before anybody else. It's really exciting. They're freaking amazing. They just came out with a sizzler. If you haven't seen that, just go check it out on their YouTube page or the Beachbody 401 page. So they'll be available at most of those. Those are coming out available to purchase on April 6th. And that's going to be a really great opportunity to give a product, something that we've all been clamoring for since we became coaches. So this is a really big win. There's new Beachbody apparel that's available on teambeachbody.com. So check that out. There's some really cool wear and share. They keep leveling up the actual stuff that they're putting out there. This month, so it's March 19th. That means we have 12 days left in March. You can get a discounted Summit ticket. So $155 for a ticket to Summit if you buy it this month. You also get access to Carl Deichler's group that he's running where he's just sharing every single day his tips, his best practices, stuff that he's hearing from coaches that are successful. So that's a really big win. If you need details on that, it's in FAQ 3433. Also, in regards to Summit, the Success Club Party details are available in FAQ 3442. You have to hit Success Club this month. You have to hit Success Club next month and have a total of 20 Success Club points over the 2 months. So that's 10 people that you have to help. If you have more questions, I would highly recommend you connecting with your sponsor and set that as a goal. Say, hey, I want to be at that party. What do I have to do? How can we go about doing that? And the final thing that I want to announce, and this is new, I think this this came out today. Autumn is going to be running a group for coaches that's going to start in April. If you sell an 80-day obsession challenge pack starting today, you will have access to that group, and she is going to be sharing how to leverage 80-day obsession, how to connect people with the program, and she's going to be actually doing it. So that's really cool. She'll be sharing her perspective and, again, what she's learned from coaches that she's talked to, how she views the program and how to leverage it the best way. So those are the announcements. Again, everything you can check out in the Coach Breaking News. So I have the honor of introducing Kristin Fields, who is such an amazing person. You can see how her smile just radiates and glows, and her coaches who are on are all in love with her. You as soon as you get to know her, you instantly feel like she's on your side and she's supporting you. So that's a really cool trait. She is a 2018 Premier Coach, which is an incredible team accomplishment. She's going to level up and hit elite this year, but that's a really, really great title. It's a really huge accomplishment. She is a Success Club legend and has hit Success Club 37 consecutive months in a row. And she and I talked about this earlier. That's over 3 years of consistently showing up every single month, committing to helping more people every single month. And just it's something that a lot of people can say that they want to do, but it's something that's very rare for people to actually execute on. She's going to be sharing a little bit tonight on how she's been able to do that and everything that she and her team have been able to accomplish. So Kristin, thank you for your time tonight. Guys, as I always say, you're here, your social media is your business. So make sure that you're sharing that you're on here. If there's something that she says that blows your eyebrows off. Yeah, that works. Blows your eyebrows off. Make sure that you share it, because if you share it, it becomes part of you. Share it with your team, share it with people who you know. And if she has an impact on you, just shoot her a message sometime over the next couple of days and let her know how she impacted you. Kristin, I will let you take it away.
Thanks. I am so excited to be on here. I just wanted to start off by introducing myself, share a little bit about me and my journey for those of you who don't know. And I am going to forewarn you like Britt did, although she's Italian and I'm not. I have no excuse for how much I talk with my hands, but just a forewarning, you will get all the craziness with the hands tonight too. But I am Kristin Fields. I have been a coach for almost 4.5 years, and I found Beachbody and my coach after reaching my largest weight. Growing up, I was always on the chunkier side. I was thick. I hated that word, by the way, but I was always a little bit heavier. I was never really like obese or anything. I stayed pretty active, but once I went into college, I played college softball, and then when I hit grad school, that's where all my weight really packed on. I always say I didn't gain the freshman 15 in college. I gained the grad school 50. My now husband and I were living on our own for the first time, so that meant I was cooking, and I was in grad school full time. I was working at a daycare. I was interning. I was working at my college, so I didn't have a lot of time. I was grabbing food in between things, and I was trying fad diets because that was always my thing. I was a yo-yo girl. I loved me some Weight Watchers because I would lose weight super duper quick on it. But what always happened was that it wasn't sustainable for me, and I always gained it back and more. And that led me to the weekend before I found my coach. My husband, now husband, and I, Travis, we had our first couples photo shoot together. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that just made me feel like an adult. Like I was like legit. We were out of college. We like scheduled this photo session, and I was so excited to take these pictures with him and get them back. And I remember waiting for the sneak peek on my computer and like kept refreshing Facebook, like stalking the photographer's page. And when she posted it, my stomach dropped. I hated the picture. I hated how I looked. I had gained so much weight, and those pictures were my wake-up call. I got the disc in and put it into my computer, and I was like, okay, so maybe the like sneak peek was just a really bad angle. And I put the disc in, and they were all awful. And I hated it because this was such an exciting moment for me. I was so excited for these pictures, but here they were, that wake up call that I had gained so much more weight than I had realized. And there was, there's more to the story about how unhappy and everything I was, but essentially that was my low point. And I was scrolling Instagram the next couple of days while I was at my assistantship at the college, and came across this girl's page on People You May Know. And she was talking about these 25-minute workouts at home. And I was like, huh. And I truly believe everything happens for a reason. I am so not your impulsive person. If you know me, I make lists for lists and lists, and I overthink things crazily. But something in me was like, I'm going to message her. And I emailed her, and thankfully she emailed me right back, because I think if I had time to wait, I would have probably chickened out. But I signed up with her that day. And long story short, I spent the next 10 weeks being a part of this group. I did T25. I showed up every day for 25 minutes. I was in this group filled with support by women like I had never had before. And it was life-changing. And I know we all say that, but it was such a game changer for me. Not only did I lose a ton of weight and see amazing physical results, but how I felt was even more amazing. And as that group was starting to come to a close, I started looking at coaching at the same time. My coach messaged me, and once again, it was one of those like everything happens for a reason. And I was thinking, you know what, like I've never been able to stick to these things before. I was never able to stick to working out. I was never able to stick to eating healthy. Being in this group did something. Being in this with this accountability did something, and I want that forever. So I took the plunge. I signed up as a coach initially for the 25% discount and just for that continued accountability on my journey. And here I am 4.5 years later leading this call for you guys. And it's truly just been a whirlwind. So it's just a little sneak peek into my story, but it's funny. I was so excited to be asked to be on here tonight, just so honored. But every time I get asked to do one of these things, I start overthinking, which is something I'm going to talk about. And I start second guessing myself, which is not my favorite attribute and something I'm working on. But I start comparing myself to other coaches, and I start thinking about their calls and thinking about the value they added and trying to think like, what in the world am I going to talk about? And what's funny is this month I asked 2 of my coaches to run team calls for us, because these were 2 girls who are just rocking the business right now. One of them just went diamond. The other one is so stinking close. She needs 1 emerald. And I wanted them to just kind of share that fire with the team. And what's really funny is my team is so much like me. Both of them started doing that same thing. They started thinking like, how can I add value? I don't really know what to talk about. And I think it's hilarious because my team's like me, and they share my positive traits and some of my not so great traits with that second guessing. But I must be doing something right, attracting my vibe, my tribe. But they started talking about how they didn't really know how they could add value. And I said to both of them, like, you have this fire reignited in you. What has changed? What have you been doing? And they both said, well, I've just been doing what you told me to do. And although that was a super proud coach moment for me, I had to have them dig a little bit deeper. And for both of them, it was hilarious because I was talking to them 2 different times, 2 different people, 2 completely different states, but their stories were so similar. They both said, like, taking things back to basics. They both got started with 80-day obsession and we're seeing amazing results. That fire just kind of reignited them. They were digging deep into their PD, and for the first time, not just kind of going through the motions with their PD, but really putting it into action. And because they were seeing those results with 80-day obsession, because they were digging so deep into their PD, they're inviting and talking about Beachbody to people became so much more natural, and their excitement was coming through. And what I had to remind them was that there was so much value in doing those basics. Beachbody, your coaches, they all tell us to do these vital behaviors, right? That's the things they tell us to do, we tell you to do, are super easy. But the other thing is that they're super easy not to do. And tonight, I really want to talk about being basic. And I don't mean the Starbucks and flannel kind of basic, although I do love those. I want to talk to you guys about committing to being basic in your businesses, no matter what. Being consistently basic is my jam. It's the one superpower I've had in this business that nobody can take away from me. It's the one thing that the majority of my challengers and my coaches tell me that that's why they picked me, or why they're glad they chose me to help them. I'm basic with my journey. I'm basic with my meal plan, basic on social media, in my team page, in my trainings. Being basic has not only made me reliable, people know what to expect from me, it's made me relatable to those who are following me, and also has made everyone, my followers, my coaches, potential challengers, let them see my results and know that both physical and business are duplicatable for them too. When it comes to my journey, I'm super basic. My challenge groups are super basic, but I do a program and I get results. And I know that sounds easy because I truly believe that it's easy. I don't reinvent the workout calendar. I don't miss days. I don't skip workouts. I am kind of obsessive about this stuff. Like, I love structure, and I love the structure that these programs give me. I follow programs exactly as they're designed. I may take a few days off between programs of doing some different workouts in between there. But ultimately, I am always doing a program, and I always know what the next program I'm going to be doing is. And I don't just do one program and do it over and over again. I do love T25. It's like the initial program that got me started. But every time a new program comes out, I do it. So I can at least tell my future challengers, my coaches, personal experiences from it. I don't think you can keep it more basic than following the calendar 100%. And same thing with my meal plans. They're super basic. I don't do anything fancy. I follow the meal plan 100% as designed. I eat the foods listed. I don't make up rules or cheats. And I share about my meal plan and recipes on social media so people can see how basic and simple I keep it. I really try to also talk about why I choose such simple dishes and how it fits into our lifestyle. Travis drives for UPS. There's a reason that I pack like sandwiches and different things that he can eat on the go really easily. Those things go really, like, that goes into my planning of my meal plan. And I want people to see that so that they know our meal plans are literally doable for everybody. My social media, super not complicated either. I'm not saying I wouldn't love to have more like eye-catching photos at times, although I have gotten better with them over time. What I'm saying is that everything I post is super authentic to me and my journey. One of the biggest lessons I have learned in coaching is that people want to see the real me, my struggles, my victories, everything. And I consistently show up on there so that people know what to expect. I have recently been going through medical stuff, and I contemplated not sharing it for various reasons, but the more real I was with it, and when I say real, y'all, I talked about having sex live on Facebook, where my mom, all her friends, like my grandpa is on Facebook, everybody could see it. But what I found was the more real I was, the more open I was sharing all of the nitty gritty I was going through, not just sharing my sweaty selfie every day, not just sharing my healthy meal, not just sharing a call to action. The more real I was with my journey, the more people were able to relate to me. And not only did I gain so much support from complete strangers reaching out and, giving advice or, just sharing that they've been through a similar situation, but also when I'm having a bad day, when I'm in a lot of pain, when I'm having a super busy day with doctor's visits and I'm not, super active on social media, people understand because I've already told them. It's not like, oh, hey, by the way, I've, disappeared on social media for 6 months because I had this going on. If I only post once a day, that's okay. As long as I'm kind of giving an update on what's going on and I'm keeping it real and authentic. And that's what I really preach to my team. I don't need to see like perfect social media posts. I don't need you to spend hours and hours and hours on something that isn't authentic to you. I need you to be real and share the nitty gritty. Tatum shows up in my videos way more frequently than I would plan to have her show up. I mean, just life happens in my stuff, but that's what people relate to. Do you guys know how many messages I get about Tatum a day? And if you don't know who Tatum is, she's my dog who's at my feet, which is why I'm pointing. But people love that, messy. They love your mess. And just keeping it basic with sharing who you are. My team page and trainings are super basic too. When I first started my team page, I struggled hard on what content to put in it. I kept worrying about overloading my coaches because they were in so many groups. And now that my team is growing with leaders and they're, starting their own team pages, I find them feeling the same way. Keep the content simple. Remember why most people signed up to be a coach was because they loved the accountability and the community that your challenge group provided them. Those are what they're in that team page for. They can Google or YouTube inspirational videos, trainings, anything. They signed up with you as a coach. They're in your team page because they want to be a part of your Fit Fam. Every Monday, I post a timeline for the day, week, calls, happy hours, anything that we're going to have like that. And each day I do a check-in, share something that's working for me or a tip. But above all, what I get the most participation and feedback in my team pages is when I post something super simple to hold people accountable to their vitals. It could be sharing their favorite quote from their PD, a sweaty selfie, a Shaco recipe with how they made their shake that day. These things are not only gentle reminders to our teams that they should be doing these vital behaviors and keeping things basic, they're also a great way to get the team communicating and commenting on each other's posts and sharing ideas. And this is kind of unrelated, but on another note, don't stress about a team name when you're opening your team page either. Keep it basic. Kristin's coach page is totally cool until you find that inspiration, because you will. Finding a team page is really finding something in this business, something about your journey that resonates with you, and that will come with time. Stop overthinking things. If you have coaches, have a team page so that you can have a community for your people. Don't overthink it with a name, because I promise you, it's the value of being a part of your community that your coaches are looking for. It's not the name. When it comes to trainings, I think this is the biggest topic that I know I tend to try to overcomplicate, and I would say a majority of the coaches that I know and work with do. One, Beachbody has amazing trainings that you can run for your coaches without reinventing the wheel. Two, your upline has amazing trainings and resources for your coaches to use as well. I have a new coach training for my team that's super basic. It mirrors the Beachbody training that's on the website with just a few tweaks to make it more me-like. It's on a website where they can do it at their own pace. They log in, they can get it all done in one day. They can take 12 days. They can do whatever they want. It gives them the fundamentals they need to get started. So that's, our new coach training is completely covered. I don't change that. Obviously I will if it needs to be changed over time, but I'm not overthinking that. Last month, one of my coaches came to me and she talked to me about running an Emerald group because she was super close to hitting Diamond and had several coaches who were about to pop Emerald, and she just thought it would be great to give them some momentum. And I got super excited because I had several coaches who were very close to Diamond and needed just an Emerald to pop. So not only did I volunteer to run the group, I volunteered to do it like in 2 days, because sometimes I get a little overexcited and overcommit to things. So I started to plan this training, and I started finding that I was feeling super overwhelmed. I wasn't excited by the act of running it. I was avoiding it. I was putting it on my to-do list and pushing it and taking a nap and binge watching Pretty Little Liars and doing everything I could to not work on it. Something just felt wrong and off. And I have found that every time I'm doing something in this business where I don't feel joy, I have to take a deeper look at why. Because I genuinely love every aspect of coaching. So if I'm avoiding something, I need to figure out what's going on. What I found was that I was stressing about making something perfect and making something new and valuable and recreating this wheel, when in reality, I feel like Emerald is a super simple concept, and too many of us tend to overcomplicate it. I have an Emerald packet that lays out what Emerald is, strategies to hit it. They have access to Emerald training in the back office. All of our coaches have access to the Emerald training I have on our team website. Like, what else do we do? And I was stressing about, like, I just want this to be perfect. And it hit me. Take it back to basics, Kristin. And I got super excited about this because it was so freaking simple. I decided to do a call where I explained what Emerald is, and then I did like a live Q&A with any coaches in my downline who wanted to talk strategy, ask questions, etc. And then I created a challenge group for vitals. You guys, 99% of us, and don't quote me on that because I didn't do the statistics, but 99% of us signed up because we loved the accountability that we got in our challenge groups we were in. That first challenge group, the results we got, the accountability, that accountability was the game changer, right? We loved having someone see us check in. We loved being a part of a group all doing the same type of behaviors every day. So I wanted to channel that. At the end of the day, I truly believe if you're showing up to do your basic vitals every single day, you're going to hit Success Club. You're going to change lives. You're going to hit Emerald. You're going to change lives. Those lives are going to be inspired to help change lives, aka sign up as coaches, and that's going to get you to Emerald. You make it a goal to do those things every day consistently, and make it a goal to hit Emerald every week in your business. You're going to be Diamond before you know it. Then you teach your coaches to do the vitals when they sign up. You teach them already transitioning from your challenge group to do their workouts and do their PD and drink their Shakeout and share on social media, they're going to continue to show up every day. They're going to pay it forward. They're going to hit Emerald. They're going to hit Diamond, and their businesses and your business are going to continue to grow and grow. The best part about this group that I made was legit how basic it was. I created a calendar with vitals and suggested postings for each day. I filled the albums with examples of coach breadcrumbs, call to actions, different things like that from our team, like just so they had different examples from different styles. And then I scheduled a poll each day for the week with those items from the calendar so that every time a coach accomplished their workout, they checked it off. And when they drank their Shakeout, they checked it off. And then when I did have them, like when they created a coach breadcrumb or something like that, I had them share it in the comments so that other people could see them and get ideas, and people were talking. And you guys, the energy in that group was insane. Out of 8 to 10 coaches we had in there, we had 3 coaches go Emerald and multiple coaches sign at least one person up. And more important than that, the momentum and the community feel that came from it were by far the biggest wins. They loved just having something to hold them accountable to those daily basics. Now, I'm not perfect. As basic as I try to keep things, I have a really bad habit at overcomplicating them sometimes. And I believe that no matter where you are in your business, there's going to be some point, if you haven't experienced it already, where you start to overcomplicate or overthink things too. I see new coaches do this a lot when they first sign up. They think they have to know everything before they can jump in. I see coaches who are pushing for a rank start doing this because they think like, oh, I want to be Diamond. I need to like up my game. I need to do all these different things. And then I see coaches, once they hit those ranks, once they hit Emerald, once they hit Diamond, they change things because they think like, now that I'm at this rank, to get to this one, I have to be a leader now. And so all of my vitals change. For me, this happened when I started coaching from home full time. When I started working from home, I felt this immense pressure that I was putting on myself, by the way, because I had all of this new time on my hands to be producing and constantly doing more. I felt like every day I needed to have something huge to show, to like justify that I was like doing this full time, that I wasn't just sitting at home binge watching Pretty Little Liars. I don't know why Pretty Little Liars is on my brain, but it is. And it also happens every time I set really big goals for myself, because I start thinking like, I have to be doing more and more and more to achieve these bigger things. I have to like redo our new coach training, and I have to get all my coaches to Diamond. So how do I do that? And I start freaking myself out. And every time these things start happening, I start feeling that overwhelm. And I have to have a come to Kristin moment and take things back to basics. What would I tell my coaches if they came to me feeling like this? What do I tell my coaches when they come to me feeling like this? Because it happens all the time. I would tell them to take it back to basics. I would ask them, what are you trying to achieve? What have you done in the past to get you there? Let's break these goals down and take them back step by step. Because the fact is, when I do those things and ask myself those questions, I didn't need all of these super complicated trainings to get me where I was able to out-earn my full-time job and be able to quit it, to be able to work from home. So why am I trying to overcomplicate things now? When I just had to settle into finding a routine that worked for me. And a huge part of that was tracking my activities so that I could always see what I was accomplishing. I personally use the Win the Week tracker because it just really helps me keep track of those basics. I love, love, love getting on my Miracle Morning every morning after I work out. The first thing I do, my tracker sheet is right next to me. I check off my workout and I check off my Shakeout, and then I do my PD and I check that off, and I love it. That accountability of being able to check things off my tracker is huge for me. And then the other part is participating in what's available to me. If your coach is running any type of tracking group where you get to check in every day, I love being a part of those things. Anytime I am able to be in a group, I participate because it helps me stay accountable to my goals, and it helps me level up because I know other people are watching me. AKA, just like I thrived in a challenge group because I had other people watching me. So I know this journey in business can be a roller coaster. I am not immune to the bad days, trust me. But when I have those moments, I always make sure that at a bare minimum, I'm controlling what I can. And that's taking care of me by doing my basics. When my coaches come to me and they're struggling with this business or their journeys, they know that the first questions I'm going to ask are about the basics. If they aren't consistently working out, I want them to take a step back and be a challenger in my group for a month again, so they can recommit to taking care of themselves, because that's the first step for all of us. Once they start seeing those results, when they start doing the PD and feeling stronger and confident mentally, it all just kind of snowballs from there. They get that fire reignites for the business. They remember why they love it, and that just snowballs into their business. And this is something that my team probably gets tired of hearing, but I preach consistency with those daily basics. And I preach committing to being here a year from now. So you know what? There's always going to be somebody out there who can make better graphics than me, who can word a better post than me, who makes more income or is a higher rank. But there's nobody that can be on or share my journey better than I can. There's nobody that can be me. And there's nobody that's going to be more consistent than me. And that's not a challenge. You can be as consistent as me if you want to be, but I promise you won't be more, because I show up every day, and I will continue to show up on my journey and show up for my team every day, because those are the basic things that got me here, and they're going to be the basic things that keep me getting to my goals from here. That is all I have for you guys tonight.
I am thrilled. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think I was just sitting here and I pulled up your Instagram just because I knew that I wanted to make a point on this. But guys, if you follow Kristin, you see how her stories are just like the vitals, and the posts that she makes are the vitals. And she if you go look at her live videos right now, she's on a call with her coaches. She's doing her workout. All of her photos, she's showing the meals that she's prepping. And this is the vitals have made it so, and at least I'll say this and then I'll let you either validate it or elaborate on it. It's that is how you go about your day. It's just it's almost brainless, or not brainless. That's not the right word, but it's just inherent. Right? You get up and you know exactly what you have to do. And I think that is what determines success in this business. Is it's not doing 800 million things. It's about finding the 4 things that you have to do and doing them every day. You've done that consistently, which is why you're in Success Club every single month. You've done that consistently, which is why your team is growing the way that it is. And you said it perfectly. It's not it's not always easy. Every day you wake up isn't just a magical day. But that on those days, especially, the vitals will make your day better. I love all of that.
Yeah, I thrive on structure. So that's just, for me, that it provides me that structure, just like the calendars with our workouts, just like our meal plans. They all provide me with that structure that puts me in my safe zone and takes the guessing game out of things for me. If I don't know what to post about for the day, my vitals are my first go-tos on, okay, well, what was my PD today? Did it inspire me to do this or that? They're definitely my go-tos.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that was super powerful, at least for me, and I'm reiterating this just because of other people, when you threw that not challenge out, that no one can be more consistent than you. That is I feel like that's the mindset that we should all have. Let that be your proof. Don't let it be I want to sign up more coaches than anyone else. I want to sell more challenge packs than anyone else. I want to be so consistent that the best that my coaches can do is match my consistency, because if that's what happens, then everyone grows and everyone wins.
Absolutely.
So I love that mentality as well.
Yeah. I can't tell you, especially with the roller coaster that Beachbody had last year, how many people have come to me because their coaches quit, or their coaches disappeared, or their coach is doing some new fad thing. And they say, I've seen you be here for 4 years every day. So clearly you believe in what you're doing and you're not going anywhere. That consistency absolutely pays off.
Yeah, I think a lot of people lose sight of that because they don't stick through that. There's only one way that you can get that type of feedback, and I think that's the thing. We talk very often about how nine out of 10 people are never going to directly message you and give you that feedback, but all 10 of them are going to think that. So it just makes it that more important for us to take this moment right now and just recognize, like, I may not be hearing it, but I know the impact that it has. So if you're someone who's on this call right now saying, yeah, I do see her showing up every day, and that's something that I want to strive for, know and understand that there are people in your life who view you the same way, and you have the same ability to do that. Like she said, you can't be more consistent than her, but you can be exactly as consistent as her. And if you do that, you win.
Absolutely.
For sure. Cool. Awesome. Kristin, thank you so much for your time. This was this is everything that I could have imagined, everything that I could have asked for. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Thank you for sticking through a really challenging 2017. There are such amazing things that we have to come. So I just appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Have a great week. And get Super Saturday. Get Super Saturday. Get Super Saturday.
Yes.
Good night.